guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, or I hope that this video helps you to calm down and to like chill after a hectic day. My name is Esther-Gail. I am a Jamaican global citizen. I'm currently in Spain studying. And today I wanted to bring you my holistic week prep. It's actually a video that's been highly requested because people love the way how I plan my week, and not just the way that meets my commitments, my schoolwork, my work, whatever, but also takes into account my goals and also things like my social battery and my pattern. So I wanted to just jump on YouTube really quick, put up a quick efficient video. Hopefully you guys can be able to plan your week in the same way within 15 minutes. So I'd encourage you to grab some tea, maybe some coffee, maybe some ice cream, some juice, whatever you want, whatever makes your heart happy and helps you to calm down and be present with me, then go for it and do that. I have gone ahead and tried to make this a bit easier for you, and I've done that by creating a Notion template. Those who know me know that Notion is my app. It helps me control everything in my life, and so I want to try to like ease you over to that side of the world if you haven't used Notion before. I promise you it's super easy. And if you're a student watching this right now and you don't have Notion, sign up with your school email because you will get premium access for free. So that's what I've been using. If not, it's super easy to sign up and it's free for the most part. It's a premium version, so don't worry about it. But yeah, without further ado, hopefully this video is like 12 to 15 minutes. And by the end, you'll feel so much better about the week that you have ahead. Alright, so in order to plan this week that is more holistic, the first thing that we need to do is we need to observe and reflect, because we need to understand our innate patterns, the innate ways that we move throughout the world, in order for us to plan in a way that works for us personally. So the first question that you need to ask, and if you're in the Notion template, you can see right there, is who are the people that have a strong influence on your life? And this is important because these are the people that we love to death and we will jump anything for, but we can slightly derail our plans throughout the week for as well, but they also might take up the most time. And this is not like a shade thing at all. It's actually good. It's just for you to be aware and to plan around. So for example, one of my best friends, Tepo, he's in a whole other country, but whenever we call each other, we will spend 2 hours easy. And 2 hours will feel like 30 minutes. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call Tepo, or Tepo's calling me. And then you look again and 2 hours has passed, and what have I done? Nothing. So you wanna write down those people. It could be people abroad, people in your space. Like for example, my other best friend Jo, she's here in Madrid too. Similarly, if she asks me to do something or we're doing something together, where have my plans gone? Yeah. So try to write down the top 3 people. Of course, for me, I also have like parents, other friends that are here as well, but try to keep it to your top 3. Then the next thing we want to look at is what our top 3 goals are in this current season. And I like to think of seasons within 12-week spans. Probably because I feel like the whole 12-month year thing is way too much pressure because so many things can change throughout the year. I'm also currently doing a 12-week year for the first time, so if anyone's interested, let me know and I might do a video on that. But besides that, 12 weeks usually represents a quarter in the year. So I feel like that's a good enough time for us to make our goals. In the Notion template, you will see that there are like 3 pictures and like 3 little target areas. You want to write down your goals in those boxes. You can feel free to switch out the pictures as well to make it more personalized to you. Using the Notion template, my 3 goals are to exercise more, to become a gym girl, to read more, like to read 6 books within this time period, and to also experiment with cooking, to try new recipes and stuff, because I feel like I've gotten stuck in a pattern. Food tastes good, but I'm getting bored. So those are the 3 goals. I'd encourage you to follow the SMART method as much as you possibly can. Like, you don't have to pressure yourself to make them measurable and actionable and time bound right now, but as much as you can fill those in, try and go ahead and do that. So that's your 3 goals. These are the 3 things you want to do, like you want to do. And then below that, you want to write down the things that are your commitments, and you want to write down your top 3 commitments. So think about things like school. I'm a student, I'm a professional student, this is what I do. I go to school. I have school, maybe some people have work as well, you have a side job. Those are your top 3 commitments. Write those down. And I pray you just have 3 or less, because more than that, I don't know how you're doing it. But yeah, so far we have 3 goals, 3 commitments, and we also have the 3 people that have a massive influence on your life in terms of day to day. Now what we want to do is we want to go back and rate those things, and not only rating them in terms of priority, but also how they make you feel and your return on investment. And you might be like, return on investment, so what are you saying? This is not business class. I know, just hold on. When I think of return on investment, I'm not thinking about how much money you're making or what you're getting after it necessarily in terms of like tangible things. I'm thinking about how it makes you feel. I'm thinking about how it sets you up for your future self, that kind of thing. So think about your return on investment like that. And a good example for this is, I'll compare it with 2 of my goals and commitments. My first commitment is school, because I'm a student. How does it make me feel on a scale of 1 to 5? A 3. Some classes make me excited, some classes make me wonder why I'm here, but we move. So it's a 3 out of 5. In terms of priority, it's a 5. I'm a professional student, this is what I do. It's very important that I do this well. So it's a 5. And in terms of return on investment, it's a 4, because I'm trying to be optimistic to say when I graduate, I will get a job, I will be fulfilled, I like the company, whatever. So it has a high return on investment. So when you add the 3 plus the 5 plus the 4, we get 12. You can compare this to the other goal, which is reading. And how does reading make me feel on a scale of 1 to 5? 4. I feel really good when I read. It allows me to spend time with myself, my thoughts, to expand my scope. I love books in general, like smelling the pages or looking at the covers and reading reviews, making reviews, whatever. So it's a 4. In terms of priority, it's probably a 3. It's not as high as school, of course, but it's up there because it makes me feel really good, and it's serving its purpose. But then return on investment, I'd probably say 3 as well, because the return on investment is there, but you may not be able to see it all the time. Maybe it just compounds over time and then you notice one day. So when you add the 4, the 3 and the 3 together, we get 10. So you want to do that for all your commitments and all your goals. You want to rank them to see where they are, and to keep that in mind. Then, and we're like now in the middle of this process, so don't worry, we're almost done. Now we want to figure out our pattern so that we can tailor our week to ourselves better. So we want to answer 5 questions, and the first is, how did you manage this week energy-wise? Did you have more or less energy on certain days or at certain times? Then, are there any recurring crucial areas in your week? Maybe you have a recurring meeting with your boss every week that makes you wonder what you're doing or why you're working here, or you get really nervous, or it's very important because you have to show your KPIs or something, or there's a difficult class. You want to make notes of those. If you want, you can write down how it makes you feel, whatever notes from that. The next question, which is the third, is what time of the day or the week did you feel more productive? And this is super, super important. So I know earlier into the week and in the mornings, I tend to feel most productive because I'm like, yeah, new week, new day, I got this, whatever. And my energy is just mostly higher. Then super, super important, my personal fave, is what sparked joy for you last week? And is there any ways that you can replicate that? I think we often leave things that make us feel good or our joy to the last moment, where it's like, yeah, when I take off everything off my to-do list, then that's when I don't know, go watch a movie or something. And sometimes I think if you intersperse it into your commitments or your goals more often, then it gives you the motivation to keep going. If you can, which is extra work, think about big moments or big things that cause you joy, and also smaller things. And for me, here's my example. Big things that cause me joy is traveling. You guys know that I love traveling. So that's easy, whether that's to another country or within the country I'm in, love traveling. But smaller things that cause me joy is coloring. I recently started coloring again, and I love it because it's an analog thing. It's not in front of the screen. I can spend time with myself. I can listen to a podcast. I can listen to music, whatever. And it's easy to carry around. So I can do it in between classes if I really need to de-stress or something that makes me feel happy. Try and think about those as well. And then the last thing is, were there any areas that were unusual? And these are things that are not recurring at all, really, or they come up 3 times for the year, maybe. And an example of this is like, I'm an international student in Spain, therefore I need a residence card that needs to be renewed every year. Last week I had to spend 3 hours on another stage of the process, so filling out forms and fingerprint appointments and all of that stuff. That's not gonna happen that often. Next thing I have to do is go pick it up at some point. So that's what I mean about unusual. So by the end of that now, you should have the things that you want to do, which are your goals. You should have the things that you need to do, which are your commitments. And you should have your current pattern. So now we're going to put this all together like a puzzle piece. And this is like the last 3 parts. I usually do this on a calendar app. I use Google Calendar right now, but Notion just released their Notion calendar, which allows you to embed like a Google Calendar and Apple Calendar into it. So if you want, you can embed it into Notion as well. So firstly, with your upcoming week, you want to put in the things that you need to do first. Put in your commitments. So I have class on a Monday from 8 to 9, and then 12 to 1 after that, and then on Tuesday I have class again from 3 to 4 or whatever. Put those in first if it's not already there. Try and put in some buffer time if you need time to travel to class and back, maybe it's online, who knows. And then you're gonna also put in preparation time for them. If they're commitments, it usually means that there's some homework or background work, and you also want to do well, regardless if there's homework or not. So put in the necessary prep time. Maybe you know this meeting requires 2 hours of prep time and another requires 30 minutes. Class is the same. You know yourself, you know the time that you need, you know the deliverables that you have. So put in the necessary prep time. It doesn't have to be on the same day, it could be days before. You know yourself, you do you. The second thing to do is you need to schedule time for the 3 things that you want to do, which are your 3 goals. I had mentioned before that mine was exercise and reading and cooking. So I want to schedule in at least 2 hours within the week to do those things. So in total, you have about 6 hours per week to do the things that make you feel happy and give you another step toward your overall goals. And again, depending on the week, you can allocate more or less time. Yeah, more time, maybe not less, but but yes. And then lastly, you want to cross-check your pattern with the upcoming week. So if I know that I am more productive in the early parts of the week towards the morning, I'm gonna try and put my heavier things towards the earlier parts of the week in the morning, or just the earlier part of the week generally, because I know once Thursday hits, my social battery is on the ground. I want to just curl up in my bed, read a book, and sleep. So I know it's harder for me to just work then. So that's what you want to do. Of course, schedule in time for rest, and of course, rest doesn't just have to be sleep. You can also put in time to color or to read, or if you're more extroverted, you want to spend time with one of your friends, catch up over coffee or over FaceTime, whatever floats your boat. But pay attention to the pattern, which are the questions that we had answered before about your energy and productiveness and the things that spark joy, and try to move things around. So basically, we're done. In a nutshell, we're done. You just need to go over again, spend the time and really be honest with yourself about what you want, where you are, and where you want to go. I'd encourage you to put in buffer times, because life happens and life doesn't follow a plan all the time. So for example, I had a meeting last week. It was supposed to start at 12. The person didn't come until 12:30, 12:45. And so if I didn't add in buffer time, everything after that would have just not worked. So add in buffer times. And also, if this is your first week doing it, spend more time observing yourself this week as well with your new system, because as you iterate, as you observe yourself, you'll be able to plan weeks better over time. So don't be too hard on yourself if things don't work out to the T, because usually that's not how life is as well. And yeah, give yourself grace. I'm so proud of you for spending the time with me, and for more importantly, taking the step to make your life easier for yourself. So I hope this inspires you. I hope this helps you to have a good Sunday or a good day. I don't know what day it is for you, but also makes your week easier going forward, because it definitely has made mine. Anyways, love you guys. Hope you're having a fantastic time. Reach out to me on YouTube or Instagram. You can, if you use my Notion template, which I hope you did, just drop a brain emoji at the end in the comments, so that I can just shout you guys out. Shouts out to Notion. This is not even a sponsored video. I just love Notion so much. So thanks for spending time with me. I hope you have a productive week, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.